Have you been sitting on the sidelines wondering if now is finally the right time to buy a home? Or maybe you've been waiting for mortgage rates to drop just a little bit more before making your move. Well, you're not alone. Every single day, we're hearing the same question from buyers across Northeast Florida. Should I buy now or should I wait? So today, we're actually going to be breaking down exactly what's happening in today's market, why waiting isn't the safest strategy, and how buyers are finding incredible opportunities right now that most people don't even know exist.
Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, downsizing, or relocating to Northeast Florida, this episode is packed with practical advice that could save you thousands of dollars and help you make a smarter decision with confidence.
Plus, we're launching a brand new segment that we're really excited about, and it's called Community Spotlight.
Excellent.
Where Dane and I each week are going to be talking about and taking you inside one of Northeast Florida's hottest new neighborhoods. So today we're actually going to be featuring The Rookery by D.R. Horton, so stay tuned right here in Lake County. So grab your coffee or something stronger and let's unrake it.
Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to Real Estate UnRaked episode. You ready for this? 50.
Yeah, can you believe it? 50. I know. That's awesome.
We've been doing this, since last September?
I believe it was. Maybe, yeah.
Is when we started.
Yeah.
And what an evolution and a ride this has been.
Well, isn't that special?
Yeah, it's been
great.
fun.
I think we've passed a lot of good information, a lot of good knowledge. We've had a lot of great comments.
Right.
We've had a lot of people listen to the podcast, and it continues to grow.
Yeah, we're very fortunate in that.
We just jumped on
you.
another brand new feed. It's truefans.com.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They just picked up our podcast because of how much traffic we've had.
That is awesome.
So we're turning and burning. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
We're still doing very good, believe it or not, in the Business Right rankings. We're still ranked number 2.
Tied for 2, right?
Tied for 2, still in Fleming Island. And
Very
we're
good.
working on the Green Cove area as well.
Yeah.
So
You can do it.
Rock on.
So we're going to jump in right away, guys, and talk about should you buy now or should you wait? And it's been a question, probably the number one question that everyone's been asking right now. People are seeing headlines about the interest rates, home prices, and of course the looming economy.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out if they should hold off or jump in today.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Buyers are feeling uncertain right now just because of everything that's going on.
Right.
And, if you want to be the same person, like, hey, if I jump off a bridge, would you? You can't have that mentality in today's market.
No, I think what also going on with that is the war in Iran, with Iran and the uncertainty of that. We don't know which way it's going to go, when it's going to end. Supposedly we're in a good ceasefire right now, supposedly, or whatever. And who knows what tomorrow brings? Nobody knows. That's the uncertainty. And I get that.
But the overall impact with it, obviously, that people are always hitting is the high triggers. And what's been added to that is high cost of fuel.
Yeah.
Which is also going to raise your cost of living as well right now.
Oh, and everything else. I had a neighbor put a fence up, a vinyl fence. And just because it's made with petroleum, the price is skyrocketed on those things. Yeah. And so stuff like that, the uncertainty of that.
The other thing is, that uncertainty, it just continues to loom. It's like, should I wait? And then you listen to your friends talk, don't buy now, wait till, the rates go down. This is stupid to do that.
Come on, let's keep a little optimism.
Give you some good insights right now. What's going to help you make a better decision. So you're not basing it off somebody else's emotion,
right?
Which all it does is amplify yours.
What'd you do?
Right.
But national headlines versus what's actually happening locally, you got to pay attention to that. Because if you're listening to, Fox News, CNN, and all that,
right,
and you're seeing all that stuff, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the uncertainty part of it I was talking about. It makes people uncertain here where it's not even.
We could go down a deep, dark rabbit hole about the fear mongering and everything else, but there's no point in doing that.
So uncivilized.
Northeast Florida is important because it continues to attract new residents. You've got people from the Northeast. As a matter of fact, I just met 3 of them this past week and showed homes to.
Very good.
And you've got people from the South of Florida coming up.
Yeah. And I just sold a house, 2 months ago?
You did?
From somebody from Miami.
Sure did. And our inventory has improved compared to recent years. We're seeing a lot of new builds. We're seeing a lot of resales come to market and stay.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the great things that's been kind of shadowed from the uncertainty is buyers have a lot more negotiating power right now than they did during like the bidding war market. And even as far as last year, when it was still considered a seller's market.
Right.
Sellers were still putting stuff up for what they believed they needed to put it up for, and they were getting it. And there wasn't much negotiation for a buyer because rates were still kind of not too bad. But now we're seeing that affordability come in, because that's always a key thing. That's a trigger word.
It is. It's all,
Affordability.
big.
But today's market, believe it or not, is actually going to be rewarding informed buyers rather than rushed buyers.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest mistakes buyers make is trying to perfectly time the market.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is nobody consistently predicts the bottom or the top.
No, it's like how we always joke about the Temu crystal ball. We had that. We'd be perfect.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the things we discuss in other podcasts, you marry the house and date the rate. That's huge, because rates could drop 6 months, year, whatever, and you can adjust that rate to bring that price down. So,
well, let's break that down from a fundamental standpoint, like Coach Kent Murphy. When we say marry the house and date the rate, what do we truly mean by that?
If you found the house that checks all your boxes, it's definitely something you need to jump into, because it may not be there tomorrow, next week, next month,
right?
Whatever, or when the rates supposedly drop down. There's a good chance that's going to be gone because it may check somebody else's all their boxes.
And we have a really good phrase, marry the house, date the rate. You hear that from a lot of people, but it's not, let's not wait for the deal. Let's go out and make one for you.
Yep.
And we've gotten really good at doing that.
Yep.
Concession money is in play in there. If you're worried about paying a real estate agent the fee, we've done a really good job on negotiating that with the seller as well.
Right.
And when we do that, we look for the best interest of who we're representing.
Right.
But at the same time, to get the best interest, for example, if we're representing a buyer, the best thing to do is to make sure that both parties are getting something out of it. So knowing what the interest is of the seller and doing the research and having conversations is super key. And that comes from a very good experienced agent.
Right. And basically we call that leverage. You try to learn as much as you can about the other side to help you get leverage to work out the best deal for your client.
So what else, when you say marry the house, date the rate, what is the other thing is, going after what you want now.
Right.
And if it's manageable house payment, do it.
Right.
But then,
but refinancing later is possible, but missing the right home is not reversible. So if you miss it, it's gone, so if you find the house and you're like, gosh, this is the one, but I don't want to do that rate that we're paying right now, that can be adjusted.
Yes.
And if you look through history, the rates go up and down. And so when it goes down, take advantage of it. And, if you wait, that can mean higher prices, even if rates improve. And not only that, if the rates improve, guess what? More competition. Somebody else might beat you to it and, maybe even outbid you, because that happens occasionally.
We've got 1.6 probably million buyers sitting on the fence right now, like a bunch of crows.
Oh, yeah. And
all it's going to take is rates to go under 6. It's going to cost you more for a home.
Oh, yeah.
Because the prices are going to go up.
No doubt. So buying should fit your financial situation, not the headline. So you need to make sure your situation can afford it, even though the rates may be higher, because down the road you can adjust that.
Right. Now, every buyer situation is different. Just looking at in the room right now, your situation is different than my situation. Even though we may be doing several things, family, lifestyle changes, anything else. What I may think is a good deal, you may think I'm being stupid about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vice versa. But at the end of the day, if it works for you and it works for your family, jump on an attack.
You're right.
There's always a little risk in everything that we do. And if you're not willing to take that risk and make the sacrifice for something that you want, you're never going to get what you want.
Well, the biggest rewards are the biggest risks sometimes too. So
100%.
And so you need if it's the house you love, the house you think, gosh, this fits everything I've been looking for, you need to go ahead and take advantage of that.
Yeah. So speaking of that risk reward situation, right now buyers can negotiate. And again, this is that overshadow stuff that you see, but this is something that's changed dramatically, basically over the past, they say a couple years.
Right.
I'm going to tell you probably in the last 11 months.
Right.
Months,
I was about to say last year.
The buyers have that leverage again that they used to didn't have before that whole little boom that we had. If you think about it, closing cost assistance, those are those concessions.
Right.
Interest rate buy downs, that's part of the concession. Builder incentives. You go new construction, everything that I just mentioned right there is part of their package.
Oh, yeah. And they have great incentives right now because the competition, especially in Clay County, there's so many new builds going on. They want your business.
They do.
So they're going to go and do what they can to get it.
and they got appliance packages with them.
Yeah.
So yesterday I wrote an offer with a local builder. We got $20,000 worth of closing cost assistance money.
Wow, that's great.
We got all appliances, garage door opener, blinds, and I got them to throw in an epoxy floor for the garage.
That is awesome.
And guess what they had? They had the perfect financing rate of 4.99.
Can't beat that.
And they did. This is interesting, and this is something I wanted to bring up today while we're talking about this, because
Okay.
should I wait or should I buy? But in this situation, he wanted to go USDA because he didn't want to have to put any money down.
Zero money fine.
Zero
Yep.
money down.
Yep.
We could do the 4.99 rate that they had with 3.5% down. For that, a down payment on that home was going to be right around $12,000.
Right.
Okay. Most people that's probably listening to the podcast or doing what we're doing does not have that money.
No, that's tough.
What we did is they have another program that it's an FHA loan with buyer assistance for the down payment
Right.
that takes the rate to 5.7. We ran the payments on everything. Do you know what the difference was?
How much?
$200.
You're kidding me.
That's it.
Wow.
So you see 4.99 and then you see 5.7. Like, oh, that's the worst thing you could do.
Right.
Is it really?
Well, you got to break it down.
When you break it down to a fundamental standpoint and you see that it's only a $200 a month difference, some people would rather hold on to that cash,
Right.
which we always tell our people that's probably the best thing to do is hold on to your cash as long as you can. We'll make the best decision, but $200 is nothing.
Right.
He's moving from Pennsylvania down here. He's going to go from an electric bill that on an energy efficient new home that's probably going to run him a max maybe $300 a month.
Yeah, maybe.
He's spending $400 to $600 a month in electric bill,
Right.
average up there. So
and the thing here compared to Pennsylvania to Florida, he's probably got 8 months where that heater is running full blast, where you got 4 months where your AC is running full blast. So that's cut in half as well. Because the rest of the time, my heater is never on during the winter.
no, we
Never.
maybe we run it maybe 2 weeks out of the entire year.
I think I turned it on one night when it got in the 20s last. So there's a lot
Some
of
of
money
us look
saved there.
forward to that cooler weather down here
Yeah,
sometimes.
we got a couple months. Come on.
But the point I was trying to make was, that visual, the 4.99 rate. Oh my God, it's awesome. We're
Right.
seeing, 6.6 right now on an average. With a rate buy down, you could probably get it maybe under 6,
Right.
but you're not really going to be doing that. But the realistic thing is at a 5.7 rate to a 4.99 rate, it's only $200 a month.
Right. And that helped him with his down payment.
Yeah, and he was in. So also, besides that, you also have flexible closing dates and seller concessions
You're right.
that all apply to resales and stuff like that. But you need to look and figure out what's going to fit you best. Get with the right real estate agent that's going to help you do
Yeah,
it. And
absolutely.
it's going to make everything 100% better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, many buyers still think every home has multiple offers the first weekend. And that's simply not what we're seeing in this part of the state of Florida anyway. It may be happening other places, but definitely not up here. Homes are definitely staying on the market longer here. That being said, the inventory equals more options with more inventory. Buyers can, look around at different homes to find the exact one instead of settling for something. And that helps them out. They don't have to rush.
Right.
They got time to fill out what's out there. And as a matter of fact, I'm working with people now that we've looked at, I can guarantee over 30 homes, if not more. They're trying to find the right one. They have the house on the market now, but they're not rushing it. They said, we're trusting the process. We know what we like. They're staying on the market longer. And they found one just this past week that they really like. They said, if our house goes under contract, this is the one we want. However, we're going to trust the process. There's other ones we like as well.
Okay.
So, they're waiting to see, that once their house gets under contract, then they'll pull the trigger, and, the important having a realtor negotiate on your behalf, they can help you make those decisions. I told them, I said, this may be the right one for you, but, if you do a contingent and your house doesn't sell, then what,
Right.
So we need to make sure they're on the same page and there's more than one they really like. So trust the processes they want to do. But once they find it, we can help negotiate, especially if they're sitting longer on the market, because that tells us that the people are ready to move, they're ready to go, and they may be more lenient in their ways, if you will.
Yeah, no doubt. That's actually really good, valid points that you made with that.
Yeah. And, and every deal is unique. So you just got to do each deal differently and see what opportunities come from that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we see that do transpire during the deal before we actually have conversations with our clients that we're representing. And
Right.
we can see a lot of things kind of come to fruition real fast. So we kind of be proactive and jump ahead and see if there's ways for us to kind of maneuver things where we need to, because we already have a great idea about what our customers want,
Right.
where they need to be, how they're going to feel about something. Regardless, with that, we still are very transparent and bring up the scenario.
Absolutely.
And say, hey, we ran into this. We kind of knew you guys. This is where you're thinking, where you have been thinking. This is what I got done. Is there anything else that you'd like us to change, adjust, or was this actually going to work?
Right.
And most people are pretty appreciative and say, you know what, thanks for doing that, because you got us to that, so we don't have to worry about that.
Right. Well, I'll tell you one thing too about having the right realtor too. These same people I was talking about, they actually did find a home in a new home community.
Okay.
Loved everything about it. 3-car garage, had plenty of room. Talked to the realtor, I would say the agent on site there for the property, had them drop it 40,000, got it to their price range. They said, we want to look at it one more time before we sign paperwork. I said, before you do, let me just tell you one thing. One of the things you told me when we talked about looking at the house is that y'all enjoy being in your backyard and want privacy. Well, you got privacy in this backyard, but your backyard faces the west. So during the summer, it's going to be hot. And I said, as much as you told me you like spending time in the backyard, is this something you want? And they were like, we didn't even think about that. Thank you. So yeah, I lost the deal on that particular one, but I didn't lose a customer.
Right.
Because that right there, that little thing right there shows that we're looking out for them.
And again, the right realtors, it's never about the money for us. It's
Right.
about our customer experience.
Right.
And I made a comment to my clients just yesterday and said, hey, listen, I'm not worried about if this is going to work out for your house or not. I think about what I'm doing for you after the sale. Well, how are you going to feel about being in the home a year from now?
Exactly.
I'm thinking ahead, because you guys are coming to Florida to experience it for the first time. I don't want about that. Or get here after 6 months going, you know what? Eric he was just doing it for the money.
Right.
He didn't think about us and the stuff we talked about.
We want the experience to be the most perfect experience you can have.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, we're going to shift to our community spotlight section. Now, we've been talking about new communities for a long time now, and we keep bringing it up. I know Dane and I, we go all the time to these new communities. We know the builders. We have relationships with them. Probably the most important thing I can tell you in all this, and I see it in every place I go, is yes, the on-site representative is there to help.
Right.
There to provide you all the information, kind, courteous. However, they work for the builder.
Yep. Right.
We have the knowledge that we have the relationships with those on-site agents or on-site representation for them, for the builder. Have us on your corner when you get there, because once the deal is written, you're at the mercy of them 100%.
Absolutely.
And the things that we catch, we're able to slow the process down a little bit and say, whoa, pump the brakes. I know you're wanting to move a unit, but I need to make sure this is going to be home for my clients.
Yeah.
And I need to maintain that. So let's figure this out. And the deals that you've done, you've pointed out garage floors that got cracked that needed to be repaired, and then you got epoxy coating installed for them. That was never an issue after the builder had told you and the on-site reps that it was within spec, and that's not going to work. And we're like, nope, let's go look at the other ones across the street. And sure enough, the cracks weren't as bad as the one that we had under contract.
That's right.
You got that done, and you got a couple of things done for that person.
That's right.
As well during that deal. If that would have never happened, those customers would have had to deal with that.
That's right. And they may have regrets buying that house.
Yeah, because we knew that house that they had previously in an area, they had foundation issues that caused plumbing issues, because a lot of the PVC plumbing that we have is poured into the foundation. And of course, Florida, things shift, and it cracked the piping, and they had to knock up the slab, repair the piping, and put it in. So that was a number one.
That was a big concern
That they had. So whenever they saw that, it was a red flag for them.
Yep.
And we addressed it. And granted, we know that garage floors, that foundation is set differently from the footers for the rest of the home.
It's a different type of cement.
It still was important for the client. So we made it important.
Yep. And they were very, very happy with that.
Those things are important. That's why it's super important to have us as your representation when you're going into a new home. Have somebody that's going to back you up. So whether it be the Rakers Home Group at United Real Estate Gallery or another agent that you trust, bring that representation with you.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about the Rookery by D.R. Horton. It's here in Green Cove Springs. It's a newer community. It's a beautiful community. We went to the grand opening a couple weeks ago, but this thing's been building for a while now. And they have some really cool amenities, resort style amenities with this thing. And they have what they call pitch and putt, which is a full putt course.
Right.
But they have a pitching option too.
Oh, cool.
They got pickleball courts, tennis courts. Their swimming pool is amazing.
Their swimming pool, I just want to touch on that. They got two different like beach access areas. One for adults that have little lounge chairs or chairs sitting in the pool. Another one is a children's area that has like the bucket that fills with water and pours out. And it's just a beach access, no steps, nothing like that. So you don't have to worry about people tripping, falling, whatever. It's a great little pool, I wouldn't say little, big pool.
It's a big pool.
Yeah, it's a big
You'll
pool.
get to see our video on that on YouTube, so just pay attention to that.
But it's great how they design that with everybody's lifestyle or mind and thought, children, adults, everything.
Yeah, but this property, again, is located in Green Cove Springs. It's the convenient access to Jacksonville is awesome.
Yeah.
It's right down 17 from NSA Jax. And all your basically major commuting routes.
Right. You got 23 that's just south of the Rookery on 17. That will take you, once they finish the Shands Bridge, you'll have quick access to the other side of town with no problem at all.
Yeah, instead of taking 17 all the way up to 295,
right.
You get that other access, which gives you faster access to St. Augustine.
And downtown.
And downtown.
And the beaches.
And the beaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win.
It's going to be amazing. And the stuff they have ready to be built around it is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But this community itself is built by one of the nation's largest builders. It's designed for first-time home buyers, military families, growing households, and retirees. Their current open concept model home layouts are available right now to look at. They have a 2-story option. They've got this one called the Lakeside that was really cool. That really sparked our interest that we liked. You'll see the models on that too on our YouTube videos. The smart home features that are involved in that, they range from thermostats to alarm systems. You can lock your door with your phone through the app.
Right.
It's got everything. Temperature controlled. These are very energy efficient constructed type homes. New warranties are added to that home for peace of mind.
Right.
And the models range from townhomes. They'll have a townhome section to all the way up to a 5-bedroom.
Right. And one of the 5-bedrooms homes that we looked at during the grand opening was well laid out. I mean, they made great use of and it was just a little over 2,000 square feet, but it did not look like it was a 2,000 square foot home.
No, there was no excess space.
No, they did that smartly. One other thing I want to add to what you're talking about too, Eric, is just outside they're planning to build a shopping center anchored by a major grocery store. It hasn't been decided yet who that major grocery store is, whether it's Publix, Aldi, Trader Joe's, whoever. Nobody knows yet.
But it is slated.
It is slated, and it's going to be right outside the front entrance there. And so it'll be real convenient for them.
You got a Home Depot going in on that center right over there too.
Really?
Right there where the Rookery's got that new entrance in. It goes over top of the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful entrance, by the way.
It is.
But if you go for just a little further south between that and the 23 on-ramp, you're going to have a whole nother shopping center, which is where probably the grocery store is going.
Maybe, yeah.
But you're going to have a Home Depot in there. They're even talking about a Walmart, too, on the other side of 23.
Wow.
That's slated to go in there. So all your convenience, if it's not the minute that you move in, wait 2 years.
Yeah, give it a couple of years.
We go to the county meetings and we see everything that's happening and hear everything that's happening because all this stuff is already pre-planned 5 to 10 years out. And it's going to be big. And if they've got neighborhoods, almost 8 to 12,000 homes in the next 3 to 5 years being built.
Right.
They've got another golf course community.
I think there's 2 of them going down there south of Green Cove.
And then when you see 55 and older communities going in, they're going to be bringing in the infrastructure to handle that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when those types of communities come in there, you're going to see some really good infrastructure.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that really stands out about the Rookery is that buyers can often get into a brand new home with features they'd otherwise spend years adding to an older property.
No doubt.
For example, a modern kitchen with the islands, granite countertops. A lot of the older homes have that Formica type stuff, and upgrading is not cheap. Open living spaces, the open concept is really nice, and people are looking at that. The owner suites with walk-in closets in the newer homes, because, of course, most newer homes have that now. The amenities, which we touched on earlier, they're amazing. The builder financing, as we touched on earlier in our podcast, and Eric hit it with his customers he was working with. You can't beat it there at the Rookery. They're their builder financing opportunities, the closing cost assistance, was just second to none. So,
Well, let's talk about that. The
Okay.
financing options right now. They have signs up and down there, and it's one of the things I like about D.R. Horton
Mm-hmm.
and what they're doing for this community. Since it is catered to military families,
Yeah, it's
they're doing 100% financing for VA.
VA closing. Yeah,
So that's a great thing, which you get that on VA loans anyway.
right.
But they're advertising, they're catering to that. You're getting that current incentive right now at the 499 with the 3.5% down on FHA.
Right.
There is another option that you can do with zero down payment. assistance.
USDA.
It's kind of like a USDA,
Yeah.
but it's an FHA type of loan
Right.
with a zero down payment assistance program. It's not really an assistance program. It's because those assistance programs are separate loans
Right.
on top of your typical home loan. But they've got many different programs that's going to fit first-time home buyers for affordability.
Right.
So it's something to look into. If not, give us a call. We'll help you guide you through all that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we talked about the incentives they're offering, and you always should take a tour before making the comparisons online to look at it for yourselves, because what you might see online may not be what it actually looks like when you get there. So give us a call. We'll be happy to, take you around and look at it. And, you might say, hey, this is good, or, hey, it may not work for me. You may don't like the where the back, the house backs up to, or what have you,
Well, what's the famous thing that I always have you say over at the Rookery when we do the videos? What do they have that's really neat?
Oh, you're going to make me talk about the bird sanctuary wetland.
The Wading Bird Sanctuary.
There it is,
There you
Wading
go, buddy.
Bird. Oh, my gosh. I hate that.
I always have you say that. Actually, AI has you do it when we have can generate those video scripts sometimes. They always like Dane saying Wading Bird Sanctuary.
It's that southern draw I have that makes it difficult.
But they have a lot of nature preserve features into the community that you're going to see a lot of these homes that are back up to that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see cookie cutter stuff.
Right.
And there's not going to be the same home right next to each other. And that's how they got it laid out.
Right.
You may see a catty corner across the street and it'll be a different layout.
Sure.
With it. And they do have several different elevations that you can get from. But again, we can guide you through all that.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We can help you out. And it's a great community. It really is. And it's just south of Green Cove. So, and that area is starting to grow a little bit. So you'll be in the forefront of all that.
But if you want more information about the Rookery or any other community here in Clay County, you need to get a hold of the new home specialist, the Rakers Home Group.
Yep.
Give us a call. Reach out to us. Send us a message. We'll be attentive to that. We get that new website that's coming out here soon. That's going to have all that information. It's also going to have your current quick movement inventories.
And it's updated regularly, which I love.
Updated regular as much as the builder does. And you'll have all that right there. So you don't have to go to another site except ours.
That's right.
And flip-flop to the builder site, this and that. If you want to reach out to us right then and there, you can call us, send us a DM message, schedule an appointment. We'll take care of you, and we can go to any property that you want.
Absolutely.
So let's finish this up with a quick question.
All right.
We hear all the time. Should I wait until after the holidays to buy? I know we're saying should we do it now or later, but I wanted to bring this up to you.
Should you wait till afterwards? I'd say, no. I mean, if you found the right house, right now is the right time.
Okay, tell me why.
Because it may not be there after the holidays. That's why.
That's true. So if you say usually no, and yes, it could be the wrong time. You could have more competition. Right now, especially when you get toward the fall season after school starts, you're going to run into the fall season and you're going to have a very motivated seller. Builders are often going to introduce stronger incentives later in the year, even though a lot of people don't know this, but the fiscal year end for new home builders is September.
Yeah.
The end of September. So actually your strongest, more than likely your strong offers that you can probably really, 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 really negotiate something is if you can get closed before
Whatever
September 30th.
Yeah. And they offer great deals with that time.
And they'll probably want to keep the momentum because that's going to start their fiscal year for the next year. So they want to start out strong. Right. So you can see that they're also probably going to be offering stronger incentives as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
So just because it's the end of the year, just like, police officers like to get tickets for the end of the month,
Right. Well, it's funny you said that, that one thing I told you about the new build where the people dropped it, the agent on site dropped it $40,000. Their fiscal year was May in that particular neighborhood, and they were trying to move them. And so that house was originally priced, what was it, $495 or something like that at the beginning, and they kept dropping and got it down to $400. So that was a heck of a savings right there.
Well, builders pay interest on these new homes if they sit, and they want to move them.
Yep.
The faster they move them, the more they can build more and continue to grow.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate plan is to move product.
Absolutely.
Which is anybody that offers something like, but you also have the ability to get settled into your new home before the holidays. Now, what is the one thing even that we do when we go look at homes, no matter what time of year it is?
Where are you going
walk
to put the
in
Christmas tree?
Where are you going to put your Christmas
That's
tree?
right.
I mean, if you can't put a Christmas tree that you want in the house, there's a good chance that you're probably saying no.
Yeah.
So, but if you find the right house that's going to enlighten your holiday season,
has the perfect spot for that perfect tree you have.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, come on. You know,
that's always a huge thing. And a lot of people don't think about that.
no, that's one of the things we look at. We're going to put the tree, you know, and then, you know, unfortunately the house we're in now, which is okay. Yeah. My wife's always wanted it in front of the window, you know, facing the street. The house we have now, we can't really do that. I mean, we can now, we switch things around in the rooms, but it's always in the living room where we're at, and just so we can look at it while we're relaxing and just enjoy the season.
That's why I had to buy 2 trees. I got a family tree that's in my living room that's in the back of the house that has all our Hallmark ornaments on it with all the different things we've been collecting since the beginning. And I had to buy a bigger tree last year because we have so many ornaments from all the kids.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have our traditional beautiful white tree that sits in the front window in front of the house. So we kind of get that. This is kind of how it works. But, you know, I know exactly where the wife's coming from.
Yeah, no doubt.
But no, that's always a question that everybody either subconsciously or physically mentions whenever they look at houses.
Yeah.
And I know, listeners, that you're thinking that too when you go look at a house.
Yep.
But also, you know, tax planning advantages is also good for depending on timing too.
Sure.
You know, you get to the point at the end of the year, you get into a new house and you get things done. You can do it right. Homestead exemption is a huge thing right now, which we already get in Florida, but it's trying to make it better.
Even better. Yes.
But at the end of the day, every situation is unique. But waiting isn't automatically the better strategy.
No, I agree with that.
It's just not.
Yeah.
So find out what's going to work for you. Get us involved in it early. Have us walk you through that. Find out what the affordability things. Last thing I want to figure out is you have something set in your mind. We put an offer in, or we're looking at something. Find out it's completely unaffordable for you. Let's find out what the affordability question and answer that now. So when you do fall in love with something, we can continue to go get it.
Yeah, and there's no disappointment.
Stop and say, no, we can't do this.
Yeah, no disappointment.
Because not being able to afford something, believe it or not, I know this sounds counterintuitive, but not being able to afford something and having to downsize to get something that fits in your budget will probably end up costing you more.
Yeah.
In the long run. So we just got to look at put all the details, lay it all out, put it on paper and see where we're at.
Yeah.
But in closing, if today's episode answered one question for you, I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to share it with somebody who's been wondering whether or not now's the right time to buy. Chances are they're asking the same exact thing.
And if you'd like us to answer one of your real estate questions on a future episode, leave us a comment or send us a message. We love to feature your question.
And we love reading those comments.
We do. They're good. They get some good ones.
Oh, we do. Trust me, we do. But follow us on social media. We are all over the place. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube's a big one we're at. We're doing highlight videos. So not only are we spotlighting the community every week here, we're also going to be doing it on video for you guys throughout the week and the detailed videos of each model. So listen to us, follow us, check it out. But don't forget to subscribe. If you miss an episode of this Real Estate UnRaked podcast, you can go back and look at it. But we're bringing you guys local insights and expert advice every single week.
And one other thing, our new website, you'll be able to check all this out as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can go to one spot, rakershomegroup.com. You don't have to go to all the separate platforms. You don't have to go to YouTube. You don't have to go to builders' websites. You don't have to do any of that. You can find it all in one spot. The Rakers Home Group is going to be the new home and resale home for Northeast Florida. If you're looking for a house in Northeast Florida and you want to go to one spot that's going to provide you answers, not click, click, click. Oh, call us for more information kind of website, but click, 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 get the answers you need. And the next click is to get involved with us to go take action. That's the site you're going to need to go to here coming soon.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
We're really excited about that, just so you know. But anyway, guys, if you're looking for anything in this area and you want to know some of the best places to live here in Northeast Florida, give us a call, reach out to us. We're here to help you.
Call us and get to know us.
Get to know us, as Dane says. But thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you next week.